Treat your guests to an awesome view of Wrigley Field from the Budweiser Bleachers Suite. It features a sports bar atmosphere with new TVs, high-top tables, and windows that open to give you the atmosphere of the bleachers in your own private room. The suite can hold up to 100 guests and includes food, drinks, and parking. For more info, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200. Richard Lariviere, the president of Chicago's Field Museum, will conduct the 7th inning stretch coming up. Inside on Adam LaRoche. 8-0 Cubs. Chance to make it 3 out of 4 in this season series.
There's 70 pitches so far for Jeff tonight. A chance to really take this one deep. Perhaps all the way.
LaRoche stands pretty tall in that batter's box. A lot of different ways to be successful. Some guys got Bagwell sit on that invisible stool in the batter's box. Other guys stand pretty straight up like LaRoche, and he sends that deep to left. McDonald racing over. He's got it in the corner for out number 1.
Ran that one down like he was racing Zippy Chippy. The thoroughbred that he famously raced, what, a decade or so ago as a minor leaguer. A bid for extra bases. Dies in the glove of Darnell McDonald. Got a big lead. You fall behind. Go ahead, pump it in there. See how far they can hit it.
Desmond, 2 at-bats and responsible for 3 outs. 1-4-3 double play and a strikeout. By far the leader among all shortstops with 52 extra base hits. 17 have left the yard. Sharply hit grounder to Barney. 1 out away from the 7th inning stretch. It'll be the catcher, Ramos. Boy, Jeff has been at his best tonight. No walks here into the 7th. Just 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, a lot of early contact.
Yeah, it hasn't been a dominant performance where he's just blowing people away. It's been very efficient.
At 96 that time.
Best fastball of the night right there.
He's saving a little for later. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, to me, I think the key for him tonight versus some of those starts recently where he's gotten hit around a little bit has been the fastball command on the glove side.
Like that.
Yep.
Cutter. 1-2.
Staying through and driving that ball downhill.
See, Ramos hits more like Bagwell than I thought. Speaking of the Hall of Fame caliber Houston Astro.
Well, he squats for a living, does Ramos, so he might as well squat in the batter's box.
It as well. He's got to have some strong quads. And he drives this ball deep into the night. On to Waveland. to break the shutout. That's his 8th of the year. It's 8-1.
Almost another one of the Nationals regulars who spent a chunk of time on the disabled list earlier this year.
A couple of times due to a hamstring issue.
Looked like a splitter that they're trying to go down and away with. That's a tough pitch to execute. Tendency for that ball to drift back to the other side of the plate, as that one did. Our Ford home run replay showing the Nationals getting on the board.
A little shrug by Jeff.
Yep, just a little bump in the road.
Rendon outside. Their #1 prospect, according to Baseball America, going into the year. He replaced Danny Espinosa in early June. Espinosa went to the DL with a broken wrist, then was sent to the minors when the DL time was up. He's hitting .158 through 44 games. 2-0. Product of Rice University, 6th overall pick, 2011.
Grew up outside of Houston, then went to high school, Lamar High School. Big time high school player, outstanding collegiate career at Rice. One of the best college hitters.
Murphy to Ransom to end the inning. Time for the 7th inning stretch.
Conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, President of the Field Museum, Richard Laraviere.
All right, Cubs fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. So it's root, root, root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Go Cubbies!
The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Raise your glass always in moderation.
So what's the plan?
It's my favorite painting, and I want it back. So you in or out?
I'm in.
This is awesome.
I got this.
Is her painting anyway?
Now, during the Ford Summer Spectacular, get an escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,750 bonus cash. Now playing at a Ford dealer near you.
When it comes to being better, what's better? Being better or worse? Better! Okay, and what are you better at?
I'm better at telling jokes.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Queen.
Queen who?
Queen my dishes, please.
Clean.
It's Queen to make it funny.
He doesn't get it.
It's not complicated. Better is better. And AT&T is the nation's fastest and now most reliable 4G LTE network.
Abad continues on. Cubs batting with an 8-1 lead. Curve missed outside. 2-0 on Lake. He's been very aggressive tonight, and it has paid off. 2 hits.
So Bod not wanting to give in, coming with off-speed stuff, but now he's put himself into a bit of a bind. See if he challenges here. 2-0.
Yes, he did.
All right. Out of the zone, maybe, but nothing wrong with coming out of your shoes on a 2-0 heater. Top of the zone. Step out, put all the parts back together. Breaking news out of Miami. Dodgers trailing the Fish 6-2 after 8.
Be 2 in a row.
First time since June 20th and 21st. The Dodgers dropped 2 in a row. That is remarkable. It's really easy to lose 2 baseball games in a row.
Apparently not for LA. So the Rangers 11-run third included a sac bunt by the number 3 hitter.
Really?
Yeah.
What the details of that are.
Matthew Pouliot just pointed that out from NBCSports.com. Lake flies to Worth.
Tomorrow. Get right back to Comcast SportsNet as the Cubs and Nationals throw down in Game 2 of this series. The Nationals' Dan Herron will square off with our own Chris Russin right here at the friendly confines. Don't miss Cubs Nationals tomorrow night at 7 on Comcast SportsNet.
Leonis Martin bunt single to lead off the inning. Elvis Andrus singled first and second. Kinsler sacrificed. Beltre intentionally walked. Krasinski 2-run single. Rios a single. Moreland 2-run double. Profar walked. Then Harrell taken out. Murphy reaches on an error. 2 more runs. A walk, another error, and a run. Kinsler with a 2-run single. Beltre grounds out. A run scores. Krasinski singles again to score a run, and then Alex Rios lines out.
Just imagine what they would have done had they not given up that out.
They gave up 1 out in that inning and scored 11.
I'm not a fan of that bunt, and I'm not a fan of that intentional walk either, by the way, in the 3rd inning.
It was 2-1 Rangers when it all transpired.
In the 3rd inning. So that's the sabermeticians will tell you, you don't want to play those 1-run strategies early in the game. You play for the big inning. And despite the strategizing, there was a big inning.
Rendon 2 down.
A lot of gray area in baseball, though. We always debate these issues black and white, and a lot of times there's extenuating circumstances.
Guess who hit another homer tonight? John Jay just tied it. 2-run homer in Milwaukee. Cardinals 2, Brewers 2. And a huge day yesterday here. Now 4-2. Okay, so the home run gave them the 4-2 lead.
And the Reds have already won their game. They beat the D-backs 5-3.
Pirates are in San Diego. Good matchup. Liriano and Cashner. Cards only down 1 in the division after the Pirates lost to the Diamondbacks in extras last night, or yesterday. Late afternoon was the final.
Yeah, that one went 16 innings.
Well, Navarro has already homered left-handed, but he walks here right-handed.
So that 16-inning game the Pirates and the Diamondbacks played yesterday took 4 hours and 39 minutes.
And the Red Sox Yankees?
Yeah.
Was it 4:10, 4:11?
4:17 or something, and 4 something. I'm going to look at it here. .412.
So it ended after midnight in Boston.
9 innings.
Phillies beat the Rockies 5-4. They were up 5-0, had to hold them off late. So Rhino now, what, 2-2 as the Phillies' new manager. Mets beat the Twins 6-1 in a makeup game earlier today. Marlon Byrd hit his 20th home run. Wow, what a comeback year for him.
'96. This is really amazing.
Don't remember this velocity.
No, this guy was with the Astros. He was 88 to 92 probably.
I don't know if Laz Diaz was watching the game yesterday. I assume he was working somewhere, but notice on just about every check swing he immediately points at a base coach or the base umpire. I think he wants to get caught up in what Phil Cuzzy was involved in yesterday. Another one drilled deep to right toward the pole. Gone! A homer onto Sheffield. Nate Scherholz, what a night. 6 RBIs.
Wow. Have a night, Nate. Crushed that ball. The question was, would it stay fair or not? And you see the reaction from the fans. You see Abad bending, leaning, hoping, and ultimately despairing.
Fourth career 2-homer game. Ground ball off the bat of Castro. Rendon will get him. And the Cubs with a lot of pent-up offensive frustration in this ballpark. They're taking it out on the national staff tonight. 10-1 after 7.
Choose an innovative Nissan Rogue and get more ways to see. Now with model year-end savings, get the bottom line on Nissan Rogue with 0% APR for up to 60 months. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
She loves a lot of the same things you do. It's what you love about her. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Choose an innovative Nissan Pathfinder and get an easier way in. Now with model year-end savings, get the bottom line on Nissan Pathfinder with 0% APR financing. Shop at ChooseNissan.com.
Okay, let's get into our Xfinity high-speed action. Lots of homers tonight. Scherholz, 3-run shot, first inning. Murphy, opposite field blast, leading off the 4th. Navarro knocking in 3 in the 5th, and then Sherholtz again. Career high 6 RBIs for Nate. The Cubs into double digits in runs for only the 2nd time this season. Lombardozzi with his first plate appearance, and he going to make a quick out. Get real-time info, including pitcher gas gauge stats, tweets with Cubs in-game live only at CSNChicago.com. Brought to you by Comcast Business Class. Here's Span, and I was wondering if we would see David DeJesus in his Nationals debut, and we will. He's on deck, wearing number 4. And when he does bat, according to Elias, he'll be the first player to oppose the Cubs within 1 day of playing for the Cubs since Ted Abernathy in 1966, who was traded to the Braves in the middle of a 3-game set. And by the way, that was the first year of the Braves in Atlanta. Three and 0.
Kind of a surreal feeling for DeJesus down there in the on-deck circle, getting his game plan together to face Jeff Samardzija.
McDonald for out number 2. Here comes the former Cub.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for the Nationals, number 4, David DeJesus.
Nice hand for David. The tip of the cap to the fans, and now ready to go. And nice to see the appreciation for a guy who really goes about his business the way you would teach every young ball player.
Yeah, you know, and it's not like he spent a lot of time with the Cubs. This was just his 2nd year here, but really a fan favorite because of his approach.
Pops it up. Castro makes a catch. Yeah, it has been a surreal afternoon and evening, to say the least, for David DeJesus. Came to the ballpark as a Cub. He will leave as a member of the Nationals.
Seems a lot of people are not happy with their cars. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Well, good news, Mr. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the Honda Summer Clearance Event, which means great deals from America's best value and most trusted brand. But the sale ends soon, so get here fast. Chop, chop. Put down the internet. Juan, I'm talking to you, man. Then your tweets can look more like these.
Get a great deal on a new car you'll love at the Honda Summer Clearance Event. But hurry in, it's ending soon.
Dudes, get in here. Just got DirecTV, NFL Sunday Ticket.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, check this out. Now you get every single game every Sunday.
Oh, every game?
Yeah. It's going to be perfect Sundays from here on in, boys. You guys have enough room? There we go. That's better.
Become the world's most powerful fan. Get NFL Sunday Ticket now for less than $2 a game.
It's time to steal a deal at Gary Lane Kia. Right now, drive home a new 2013 Kia Soul for only $75 a month. Or choose a new 2013 Kia Optima for only $99 a month. All Kias include a 10-year, 100,000-mile factory warranty. So drive out today and see why the right car at the right price right now is made Gary Lang #1. And remember,
Gary Lang on the back, you probably paid too much.
Cubs Nationals tomorrow night at 7 on Comcast SportsNet.
Hi, I'm David Kaplan with a SportsNet Central update. David DeJesus dealt to the Nationals. We'll hear from his teammates and have full reaction on Cubs Postgame Live. Albert Pujols shut down for the rest of the year by the Angels because of a lingering foot injury. And how much will Jay Cutler play the rest of the preseason? Those stories and more later on SportsNet Central with CB and Kip. But for now, back to the ballpark with Len and JD.
Thank you, Cap. Now a newborn Cubs fan. The Newborn Fan Club is the perfect gift to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo announcing the birth on the Wrigley Field marquee. The Cubs birth certificate, Cubs baby stocking and cap. And a Cubs Rookie of the Year onesie. Perfect for parents and friends alike. Really good for babies, too. Visit Cubs.com for more information and to sign up today.
Another local kid. Ian Kroll, and Donnie Murphy sends one high and deep to center. And it's gone into the basket. He's hit a couple. And the Cubs have hit 5 here tonight. I believe that has tied their season high for homers.
And nights like tonight are what have given Wrigley Field its reputation. The ball jumping out of here, but these are all good swings, and Murphy continues to swing the bat very, very well in his brief time in a Cub uniform. Ford home run replay shows number 2 of the night, number 6 of the year for Donnie Baseball.
Kroll is from Naperville, Illinois. Greeted rudely by Murphy. Went to Neuqua Valley High School. 7th round pick of the A's in 2009 and acquired from the A's in March of this year. That's Chad Tracy over there 3rd. It feels like a spring game all of a sudden. Lots of changes. DeJesus is in center. Chad Tracy, a former Cub.
Change up there. Fastball at 93. Curveball and a change up for Kroll. Well, he put some pressure on the pass list here tonight.
All right. You ready for all the changes?
What do you got?
What do you got? DeJesus in center. After pinching. Pitcher spot is where Span was.
Okay.
Desmond is out. Tracy goes in the 6th spot. Lombardozzi goes from 3rd to 2nd. Rendon goes from 2nd to short. Don't ask me to repeat it because I can't remember.
Wow. Crossing out my scorebook.
One and 2.
All over that strike zone.
Cubs hit 5 homers against the Angels on July 9th, and they've done it again here tonight. against the Nationals. 2 down. And tonight after the game, Cap and Holly will have Cubs postgame live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. They will break down the game, give you their take on the action around the league. Cubs postgame live right after the contest on Comcast SportsNet. And oh, by the way, Jeff Samardzija will take his 4th at bat. 94 pitches and a healthy hack that time. Looking for his 3rd career complete game. His first one was at Pittsburgh, his final start of last year. The other one, the best start of his career this season, on the south side on May 27th, a 2-hit shutout. Cubs add more with the home run from Murphy, 11-1 as we go to the 9th.
We're connecting more people to more places, to more getaways, to more, well, people. More destinations. That's how we fly. Southwest Airlines now offers new nonstop service from Midway to Memphis. Book now online, only at southwest.com. We are Southwest. Welcome aboard.
So who's more refreshing? The world's most refreshing can or Ice Cube?
Make this quick, I'm claustrophobic.
They both have a 2-stage cold activation and a frost brew liner. But how do they vent?
How much more of this can I gotta take, man? I'm done with this.
Impressive. A single vent. Amazing. A double vent for a smoother, more refreshing flow. Ice Cube is cold, but Coors Light is the ultimate in cold refreshment.
Let me up out of here. Crack the door.
The world's most refreshing can only from Coors Light.
Let's go.
Flat folding seats plus smart slide entry. The engineering of one detail means you won't always need the other. That's professional grade. Introducing the new GMC Acadia. Now lease the 2013 GMC Acadia SLE for around $299 per month.
Go behind the scenes of the legendary home of the Chicago Cubs with Wrigley Field tours. Guided tours include visits to the press box, clubhouses, dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses almost 100 years of history. Wrigley Field tours are offered on both game days and non-game days. So visit Cubs.com/tours to book yours today.
Time for our Avis slow-mo replay. Bang. Hanging curveball.
Yeah, that was a great look as he gets the front leg down and then unloads on that breaking ball from Zimmerman. And then he gets the lefty Abad. Pretty impressive night for Nate Scherholz. A star among stars tonight. A lot of big nights, but none bigger than what he has done. It's his first home run against a left-handed batter this year.
Samardzija still throwing hard as he begins the 9th inning. 1-0 on Bryce Harper. On the ground to Castro. And he gets him.
At the risk of being a jinx here, I don't know how many games we've played this year where a pitcher from either side has not had a single visit to the mound from the pitching coach.
Not many. There hasn't certainly been any reason for Chris Bosio to head out.
Well, that Navarro's trotted out there at all either, has he?
Not that I recall.
Let the man do his job.
Strike to Worth, who's got a 10-game hitting streak on the line. AT&T UVerse Multiview. Two guys on the right. Stay right where you are.
Yeah, welcome respite for Chris Bosio, Dale Swam and company tonight. Going through this stretch where you feel like you got to scratch and claw and fight. And losses mounting. Nice to have an easy win against a tough opponent, Jordan Zimmerman. One of the best pitchers in the league, and he'd been on a nice roll, but the Cubs thumped him, and Samardzija's been in complete control. Well, maybe not complete control. Tried to give Worth a haircut. Trying to go down and away, and look where that one ends up. Reaching back for a little something extra there, trying to finish strong. Took a little too much club.
That pitch was so good, I don't know what it was.
It was a splitter.
It had a little slider action, but I think you're right. The trajectory there, it looked like a split. You're right. Backed up. 2 down.
Fifth punch out. No walks.
31-290. In the ballpark this evening. LaRoche hits it out of play. Jeff's only had 3 starts in his career. He's gone at least 7 without a walk. Swing and a miss on the split. 0-2.
Airing it out now. He really wants to finish this with a big punch out. Starters don't get many chances these days to finish ball games.
In front of the splitter. Barney will field. Samardzija covering, and he completes it for the 3rd time in his career. The Cubs blow out the Nationals. They hit 5 home runs. Boy, the good problem to have is figuring out our GMC player of the game. You had a few choices. Samardzija certainly near the top of the list. Murphy as well, but it's got to be the guy who gave the Cubs the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, really set the tone early, jumping on Jordan Zimmerman for his 17th home run of the year, and then driving in Barney with a double in the 3rd, and then a 2-run shot in the 7th off the lefty Fernando Abate. Career night for Nate Schierholtz.
So that'll wrap up our coverage. A good night for the Cubs this evening. For JD and our entire crew, Len Casper from Wrigley Field. Your final, the Cubs 11, the Nationals 1. We're back here tomorrow. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. The Nationals and Cubs in Game 2. Stay with us. Up next, Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live.
Well, that was a rarity. Quick 11-1 too. Chris Bowden, Kip Lewis in our downtown Chicago studios. Cubs postgame live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Coming up next, but stick around afterwards for SportsNet Central presented by GMC.
We will have reaction from David DeJesus after he gets traded to the other dugout before tonight's game. Plus, we're live at Wrigley after the Cubs and Nate Schierholtz pound DeJesus' new team.
And a report from Hallis Hall with the Bears getting ready for the last meaningful preseason game. Jim Miller tells us why to expect big things from Matt Forte this season. That and Joel Quenneville's day with the Cup, or at least a little part of it, coming up on SportsNet Central.
But first, it's Cap and Holly with Cubs postgame live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield.
A winning blowout edition.
Hi, we're the Souls. We're new to town.
Welcome to Monroe.
So you can move more effortlessly.
Wanted to open a new account, checking and savings.
We can help with that.
We tend to do a lot of banks.
play?
Yeah. Discover a mobile app that lets you bank more freely and feel at home more quickly. Chase, so you can.
If you want the best of baseball all season long, Xfinity from Comcast gives you the best seat in the house. With MLB Network, you get live games 4 nights a week, plus 24/7 insider coverage and live look-ins every night. This is MLB Network on Xfinity. This is awesome. Sign up for the Xfinity HD Preferred XF Triple Play with MLB Network, or ask about other bundles starting at only $99 a month for 12 months. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Destination Assist, this is Ann. Where would you like to go tonight?
It's a golden opportunity to see how Lexus effortlessly connects you to where you're going. Come to the Golden Opportunity Sales Event and experience the connectivity of Lexus and Forum, available on all Lexus models. Lease the 2013 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Cubs baseball on Comcast SportsNet is brought to you in part by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online, only at southwest.com. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. AT&T, rethink possible. Xfinity Home, your total home security and home control solution. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Audi, truth in engineering. This is Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
As he was involved in yesterday. Another one drilled deep to right, toward the pole. Gone! A homer onto Sheffield.
Huge night for the Cub offense. Wow, who are these guys? Cubs crushed the Nats 11-1. And welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. He's Todd Hollingsworth. I'm David Kaplan. Okay, what happened to the guys who've been playing in those uniforms? Because who got in them tonight? Long Ball City.
What a combination right there in the middle of the lineup. Your 3-4 hitters tonight, Deanna Navarro, Nate Shearholtz. We've watched this all season long. First time we've kind of seen it work together right there in the middle of the lineup. 9 RBIs. I haven't even mentioned Donnie Baseball. Donnie Murphy has 2 more home runs. Fun to see, but Cap, real simple. This has been kind of a formula for the Cubs this year. You've seen it. When the homers have been there, the instant offense, they've been able to score some runs, but only the second time this year they've been able to reach double digits.
All right, time now for the Subway winning box score, and this one belongs to the Cubs, and it is a lineup filled with crooked numbers.
That's what we love.
Boy, you check out some of the numbers. There's Junior Lake, a 2-hit night with 2 doubles. Darwin Barney had a hit, scored a couple. DeHonor had the big home run. Nate Shearholtz, a monster night. Donnie Baseball, 2 more home runs.
Love it. Love to see it. The long balls are an awful lot of fun. We talk about building offense, doing some things. You saw it a little early. Darwin Barney dropping down the sack bunt. Guess what? It led to some offense. I'll leave it there, but it's been a lot of fun to watch these guys swing the bats in this game tonight. Got a lot of fastballs to hit. Jordan Zimmerman struggled with the secondary pitches, throws a ton of fastballs. They earned some fastballs out over the plate. Best thing about it is they didn't miss them. They weren't fouling off pitches. They got pitches, they put them in play, and they put them in play hard.
All right, time now for our UPS store taking care of business play of the game. And tonight, we give it to a guy who's been taking care of business all year long at the plate. That is Nate Shearholtz, whose first home run, a 3-run blast in the first inning, gave the Cubs an early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you see him right there. Stay back on that slider. Oh, just enough to get those hands through. Fire him. Hold. And then explode. Let it come through. There comes the barrel. Leads with it. Positive into the right field bleachers. Great swing. Nate Schierholtz has done this as well as anybody this year. We've talked about the consistency. That's been very easy to talk about who he's been, what he's been to this Cubs offense, but consistent to the pull side. That's what really has impressed me so much this year. So many people have challenged him on the inside part of the plate. You saw it again tonight. Jordan Zimmerman tried to get in there, tried to get in with a fastball later in the ballgame, and he quickly got him out of there. And again, what's been so impressive, the ability to keep the ball fair inside the right field foul pole and go long. I mean, you've seen a lot of doubles, you've seen a lot of homers from him this year, but you want to know how it's worked. The ability to not miss those pitches, but also to keep those balls fair.
All right, Nate Schierholtz, the only outfielder left in the opening day roster. Hard to believe. And he's enjoying a career year. What has been the secret to his success at the plate?
No, that's the one thing that really does stand out in my mind. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Again, how consistent he's been, consistent approach, hasn't missed his pitches, used the whole field. He has at times, but really when you talk about Nate's power stroke, it has been to right, it has been to right field, and he's found a lot of success there. To me, what's so impressive is really this at bat right here, Cap. I mean, we can sit here and talk about the 2 home runs. That's a fastball up and in at 93 miles an hour. You don't realize how difficult it is to keep that ball fair. I mean, that's not great contact, but the fact of the matter is
get the job done.
Well, he keeps his hands inside the ball. That's what to me is so impressive. You watch hitters with quick bats, they'll get out and around that ball and they'll yank it into the seats foul. And you'll say, wow, he's got quick hands, but regardless, it's still a foul ball. He keeps his hands inside the ball. You see it there on the home run as well. You're not losing those hits. I mean, how many times I did this all the time throughout my career, would yank that ball foul and go, oh, I just missed my pitch. Nate's not doing that. You only get so many of those great pitches to hit. Your better years, you know what? You do a better job of not missing them and squaring them up and putting them in play. And that's what Nate's experiencing this year. And that's what we've seen from him with the extended playing time and the opportunity that the Cubs have given him, is that he's gotten in there and he's gotten those pitches to hit. There's nobody in baseball, when he's looking inside, that can get the ball by him. He has absolutely worked on keeping his hands inside the inside the ball, and it's just keeping those hands right around the body, cutting it off before it gets too deep, and then extending out. A lot of guys will go out and around that ball and rip it into the seats, and it's just another foul ball. We don't even talk about it again. Nate's found a lot of love to right field.
All right, Nate Schierholtz, player of the game. Our Luke Stuckmeyer caught up with him after that career day on the diamond moments ago.
All right, we're here with Nate Schierholtz. Nate, well, you've doubled your career high in home runs. Where's the power surge coming from this year?
I'm just getting a chance to play more. I mean, this is the first time in my career I've gotten to play just about every day, and I waited about 5 or 6 years for this. So it's just nice to go out and help the team and put up numbers that I'm capable of.
Feel good at the plate? I mean, 6 RBIs, also career high today.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, I think it was a bittersweet day. You know, we're going to miss Dave DeJesus a lot. He was a great teammate here, and on top of that, Jeff Samardzija pitched an outstanding game. So, you know, our pitching's been great, and we just got to put up runs like we did tonight.
When you're behind a guy that's pitching that well, no walks, and he's got the game moving along, how much better is it defensively as a player behind him?
When a pitcher works fast and gets quick outs and doesn't walk people, it makes a night and day difference on defense. You know, everyone's in the game, and there's a better chance, more every play is going to be made.
You talked about David DeJesus. I know he was really popular in that clubhouse. How does somebody step up and pick up that leadership role, because he was one of the leaders on this team?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of people come in and out of here this year, but we just have fun, and we take things seriously, and no matter what our record is, we're going to go out and hustle and put up a fight every night.
Oh, congratulations on a great night.
Oh, thank you.
Nate Schierholtz, 6 RBI in his 18th home run. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Luke and Nate. So a big night for him. He looks good, and he feels really comfortable. He's getting a lot of opportunities this year.
No, he's created it for himself. I mean, say what you will. I mean, he came here because he believed that there was going to be an opportunity here. Dale Swim reached out and said, listen, we're going to give you more playing time than anybody else is going to give you. He had other opportunities, more dollars in other places. This is going all the way back to when he signed here. They've stayed true to that. He's earned more playing time. He gets to play against the lefties now.
Which means he'll make those dollars up quickly.
Well, I mean, that's just it. I mean, establishing himself has always been a big thing. I mean, Nate Schierholtz, he kind of comes across as a kind of a quiet individual, kind of keeps to himself. You even see it right there. Very respectful, certainly respects the game. But you go back to his Giant days. I mean, I remember some of the things he was saying a couple off seasons ago that it kind of caught my attention for a very quiet individual, that he wanted that opportunity to play every day, and he felt like he was getting cheated in San Francisco by not being given that. He felt like he'd earned it, and they parted ways. He ended up going to Philadelphia. Here he is with the Cubs, being given that opportunity, and he's backing it up.
All right, let's talk about the guy you like to call in the newsroom Donnie Baseball, Donnie Murphy, having a great start to his Cubs career. 2 more home runs tonight. I mean, the guy just looks locked in. 6 home runs in 13 games.
It's a lot of fun to talk about. Donnie Baseball, that's right. Donnie Murphy, he's done a fantastic job taking full advantage of the opportunities that he has been given. And really what it comes down to is he's getting some pitches to hit here. And this happens for a lot of baseball players. But, Cap, I'll tell you this, and I say it all along, it's what you do with it. I mean, he's earned the opportunity. He's making the results happen. He's had a very consistent swing. It's very compact. It's very to the ball. And he's not missing his pitches. We talked about that. That's big key to big league hitting. Getting those pitches and not missing them. You see pitches out over the plate. Guys will foul them off. They'll miss them. They'll take them. I mean, you see it all the time. And you start to describe why guys are slumping. And you describe why guys are succeeding right now. You look at Donnie Baseball. I mean, he hits a 1-0 fastball and a first pitch fastball out. I mean, that's not very hard to figure out. He's getting pitches out over the plate, 92, 93 miles an hour, and he's putting good swings on them. He's putting good wood on it, and he's catching our attention because he's getting great results. Fun story.
All right, we'll see how things continue. Let's take a look now at a pitching recap of tonight's game, and it was a tale of 2 different guys, because Jordan Zimmerman was awful tonight. He got pounded, gave up 8 earned, while Samardzija, filthy.
Yeah, well, it was fun to see, and I really do believe that the offense was a big part of Jeff settling in tonight. Good to see 9 innings, 9 solid innings.
Zippo walks.
Yeah, that's the key. How about this? The Cubs hitters drew 3 walks. All 3 walks preceded a homer. Very interesting. 6 hits tonight, 5 of them came with 2 outs. So, I mean, we talk about pressure that Jeff's kind of been putting on himself. We all know he's been searching last 3 starts. 15 innings pitched, 16 earned runs. It tells you he's kind of been feeling for it. I mean, the velocity's been there. But what you saw tonight was a good pace to his game plan. I mean, he wasn't out there what moments he had, and there weren't many, just a few where there was a few runners on base. I mean, he just executed pitches, and it really all comes back to fastball command. When he believes that he can throw his fastball on the corner and get the results, all right, he's going to get this kind of result.
Jeff Samardzija live at the podium.
Yeah, I figured we'd talk about that pretty early. So, yeah, I mean, I went 3-0 2 or 3 times too, man, and just trusted my stuff. And I mean, really, it comes down to, you know, getting the runs that we got. You know, I mean, it's the last thing you want to do is start walking guys. You know, you put up 4 or 5 home runs and 8, 9 runs. You know, allows you to really calm down. So, I mean, regardless of what I did out there, you got to tip your hat to the offense and you know, put you in the zone, allows you to relax and throw your pitches. They were great out there.
You talked a lot about first pitch strikes after your last game. You wanted to do a better job of that. It's pretty correlated with no walks. You got ahead early and it opened up Pandora's box for your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, I'd said before, it's been frustrating me is falling behind in counts early in the bat. You know, it's just makes it harder for yourself. If I got a few 1-pitch outs today, and you know, get your pitch count down, it allows you to throw deeper in the game. So, yeah, it's the thing is, it's a funny game. You know what you're messing up. You know, it's just you got to go out and fix it. So sometimes it works, sometimes it's tough.
How much pride do you take in being able to finish a game? You don't see complete games that often.
A lot. I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, I mean, personally for me, all the hard work I do in the off season and during the year. You know, to see it pay off with feeling good in the 8th, 9th inning of the 100 pitches is what it's all about. And, you know, again, it goes back to those run support when you're not worried about if they do something. You know, Ramos goes deep, that's okay. You know, still have a 7-run lead. So you can attack and go from there. But, you know, like I said before, I love pitching late in the game. You know, you feel gypped when you go out there and you're out of the game in the 5th or 6th inning. You feel like you left a lot out on the field, or at least personally I do. I don't like it. I don't like the taste in my mouth after those games. You know, I'd rather be pitching late in the game, even if you give up some runs. And as long as you're throwing the 7th, 8th inning, you know, you did your job. You saved the bullpen and gave them a chance to have a full boat tomorrow.
All right, time for a break here on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Coming up, Cubs keep wheeling and dealing. Clubhouse reaction from the David DeJesus trade. That and a whole lot more right after this.
At Sports Authority, we have all the name brands you love, like Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, and The North Face. We carry fitness equipment, camping, bikes, baseball, and more. We offer a rewards program, The League, which earns you 5% back. And we'll match prices with our ad price match promise. So why do we do it? Because we love sports just as much as you do. All the best brands, all the best value. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
Left the darkness, light a fire for the silent and the broken hearted. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice?
Commence conformity protocol. Engage vehicle distribution. Level 5, offline.
Luxury never felt so liberating. Introducing the all-new Infiniti Q50. Lease the all-new Infiniti Q50 with all-wheel drive for $399 a month.
With Luna, buy one room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for just $50 each. There's no limit. $50 each room. Call Luna now for your free in-home estimate. 773-202. Luna.
We're up front at Riverfront. Low payments, huge discounts, and more for your trade. That's the Riverfront pledge.
Remember, Northside or Southside fans, Riverfront's 2013 Summer Clearance Event is a Grand Slam savings for you. You'll get 0% for 84 months and a $3,000 rebate, and now add giant Riverfront discounts plus that low payment you want and no payments for 90 days. At Riverfront, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, or buy at riverfront.com.
Exciting game, gotta tell you.
How are you watching that?
Oh, it's NFL Sunday Ticket Max. It's awesome. I get every game every Sunday afternoon, live on any device.
No kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I can watch any game wherever I go.
Man, I can't do that.
That's too bad. You know what? You should check this out. Get on. Hey, come on, quit fooling around now.
Become the world's most powerful fan.
Slow down.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket Max now for less than $2 a game.
If you apply for the Travel Rewards Visa Signature Card, like our great director Lou Melgareo, you can win a free airline ticket for up to $400. Apply today at any U.S. Bank branch. Time now for our Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning. Who's hot and who's not hot? We take a look at last 7 days. Chad Qualls, very solid. Heath Bell, very solid. Brad Ziegler, very, very good. Who's icy cold? Pedro Alvarez scuffling big time. Chase Headley, who's trying to get to free agency, get a big deal. Not that way. Russell Martin, $167 for the division-leading Pirates. All right, before today's game, Cubs continue to clean house. They sent David DeJesus across the diamond to the Nats for a player to be named later. Here's DeJesus for tonight's game, and the moment he found out he was switching sides.
Around 1 o'clock, I missed a call from Theo, and I'm like, I missed Theo's call. My wife was like, he probably got traded, just joking around. So I was like, all right, let me give him a call back. Call him, he's like, he's saying a lot of nice things, and you got traded to the Washington Nationals. I'm like, really? It's one of those moments you're like, whoa, time stops, and you're like, okay. So my wife, look over my wife, she's crying, because like this is her, she grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, 45 minutes from Wrigley Field, and it's a surreal moment. It was an honor to be a Cub for 1 3/4 years. I love the city, love the fans, the coaches and the players were awesome. They gave a lot, they put a lot of work in, so that's all I expect as a an older veteran on a team. Guys that are going out there, giving it their all and playing the best they can. And we've had didn't have the best of records, but we knew the guys gave it 100%, and that's something we can hang our hat on.
All right, Cubs have just 12 players left from their opening day roster that broke camp in Mesa. Still have 3/5 of their rotation intact. Meanwhile, the bullpen has undergone a complete overhaul. Just 2 infielders left from their opening day roster, and Starlin Castro and Anthony Rizzo. Darwin Barney began the season, of course, on the DL. And Luis Valbuena still on the DL with a rib injury. And only one outfielder, Nate Shearholtz, remains. How about that? DeJesus, a solid presence in the clubhouse, sorely missed. Guys will be disappointed because he was the leader in there.
No, there's no doubt. I look at that interview, and most people say nice guy, played very, very well for the Cubs, led this group of young players. But I just find it very interesting, and I hope people pick up on this. Even when he's kind of saying his his parting ways here, and he still defers to the team. He still defers to the younger players. He talks about the improvement. You know what, David? You had a fantastic run here. You were more than you earned every dollar you were paid. And you did things the right way. Class act, real nice person, and real nice family as well. And again, you look at the results. I mean, if this organization does get things turned around, we talk about the quality of at-bat, on-base percentage, the one stat that really sticks out in the at-bats that he put together at the top of the lineup. So much of this credit's really got to go his way. I mean, we don't know, his impact. We can sit here today and assess what David has meant to the organization over the next 2 years. But again, it's going to go past that. It's going to go 2 and 3 years down the line. What Junior Lake got to see, what he learned from his time with David DeJesus. So again, probably a small chance, maybe an opportunity that he comes back this winter or maybe sometime down the road. We'll see. But you know how that situation usually plays itself out. But again, class act all the way.
All right, before the game, some of David's teammates and Cubs management talked about David DeJesus.
I'd love to talk to him about bringing him back at some point. I think he's a good mentor for our young guys. I like his approach to the plate. I hope these guys can make a run and that he can be part of that. For the next 39 games, I felt like it was the right decision, but that doesn't close the door on David with the Cubs in the future because he represents himself well. He's a pro, and there's a lot of things that he does that we'd like to have in our clubhouse again.
You lose, what he does on the field as well as, the everything he does in the clubhouse and off the field too. His professionalism and, he's just another guy, like Soriano losing. It's tough to lose because of all the other stuff that goes on behind the scenes and not just the stuff on the field.
I think he was really close to a lot of guys. He was a big part of a lot of guys' routines. I think he was someone that, as a younger player, you kind of lean on. He's been around the block. He's been in the game a long time. He's had a lot of success. He's been through this, so it's hard to lose a guy like him. But it's part of the process, and you just have to continue to move forward.
All right, time for another break. A Cubs Postgame Live presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Coming up, Sparks flew at Fenway last night with Ryan Dempster, our buddy, sending another buddy, Joe Girardi, into a rage. Holly's take on the latest drama surrounding A-Rod and the Yankees.
10 years is a long time. 100,000 miles is a lot of adventures. So choose the right car. The Hyundai Santa Fe comes with the assurance of America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Now, during the 100,000 Reasons event, you can add award-winning safety to the list of reasons to get a Santa Fe.
Get a $269 a month lease on the Santa Fe Sport. Visit myhyundaichicago.com.
Maybe I should get that.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Brian Urlacher?
I'm back to defend you from DirecTV's latest offer. With DirecTV, your bill more than doubles after a year.
Not cool.
And they lock you into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000.
That's a lot of cheese.
That's why the smart play is Xfinity. With the X1 platform, your DVR can record 4 shows while you watch the game live. Go long. Don't get sacked by DirecTV. Oops. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Unbelievable. This is awesome. Come on, really? I knew he was going to shank it.
I didn't shank it!
Seriously, what are we supposed to do with this? What if I just, No. Oh. Come on, man. No, don't do that. Sorry. He's really in there. That slime dripping off? It is. Yep. That's nice.
Wouldn't it be great if every situation had helpful notes? That's why at Great Clips, we have clip notes. Notes that say exactly what you like. So don't just get a cut, get your hair cut. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
The final 4 weeks of the Book of Mormon are on sale now. See the show Entertainment Weekly calls the funniest musical of all time. Jon Stewart of The Daily Show says the Book of Mormon is so good, it makes me angry. If aliens come thousands of years from now and this is the record of our time on Earth, I would be absolutely satisfied with that. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are the lords of Broadway. From the creators of South Park, winner of 9 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The Book of Mormon. Must leave October 6th. No chance of extension. Visit BroadwayInChicago.com.
Save big during Menards Labor Day Super Sale. For a beautiful-looking lawn, use Turf Champ Fall Grass Seed. Specially formulated for fall growing conditions, it grows great in full sun to light shade. A 5-pound bag is only $6.99. And add Curb Appeal with Mastermark Lawn Edging. This poundable edging works great for straight or curved designs, adding the finishing touch to your landscaping. Right now, a 4-foot section is only 49 cents after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This summer, we're going to leave it all behind to stay at 5-star resorts. Get front row seats to a show, lounge by the pool all day, and enjoy the nightlife like only we could, because summers are built for Jeep SUVs. Check out the Jeep Summer Clearance Event. During the tent event, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2014 Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $339 a month.
We now return to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
All right, tempers flared at Fenway last night. At the center of all the drama king himself, Alex A-Rod Rodriguez. Very interesting stuff because Ryan Dempster, the former Cub, on the hill. Now, here's the interesting thing. There's the first pitch of the at-bat. This is early in the ball game. Buzzes him, misses him. Now this is on a 3-0 pitch. Boom! Brian O'Nora comes out, warns that dugout, warns the Yankee dugout. Joe Girardi is livid. I mean, absolutely livid that Dempster was not ejected from the game. He was barking at Ryan Dempster.
Yeah, Cap, let me say this. All right, real simple. If I was Joe Girardi, I would handle it the same way. I've been about as outspoken against Alex Rodriguez and a lot of the shenanigans, call it what you will, the layers is like what I like to refer to it as. Just so many layers. What he is, what he represents, what he's doing to the game of baseball. I am not an A-Rod supporter. That being said, what Ryan Dempster did last night was kind of put that badge, the policeman on. You can't do that. Let the game be the game. Handle yourself like a professional. Boston Red Sox are in a position where they can't be handing away wins. They lead the American League East, and they're in a position where, you know what, they allowed the Yankees to get some momentum. They allowed Alex Rodriguez to have a moment. The story goes, as you know, Alex Rodriguez goes on and hits a homer later in the ballgame, sparks a 4-run.
Off of Dempster.
Yeah, off Demp in this 6th inning. And so, again, that's what happens in this game of baseball. You know, you're going to hear things. You're going to hear lawyers and arbitrators in the game has kind of gotten a little gray, obviously, with PEDs, biogenesis, and all that's going on around us. But the bottom line is this. The players play. The players don't police. The players don't wear that badge, as I like to refer to it as. He shouldn't be the sheriff, and he shouldn't put himself in that position because not only did he put himself in a bad spot, he put his teammates in a bad spot right there and kind of opened it all up. I know there's a lot of people out there that believe what Ryan said. You know what? Oh, he's going after biogenesis. He's going after what's wrong. But you know what? The baseball field's not the forum to handle it. That's not the place. You've got to step away. You're not in the position to do that. You've drawn attention to yourself now. You've drawn attention to the organization. And again, you've created a window of opportunity for Alex Rodriguez to win sympathy points. And that's exactly what he did last night. And you know what? I have to admit, he probably got a sympathy point for me because I sat there and I watched it and thought, this isn't right. A-Rod shouldn't have a bullseye on his back. He shouldn't be on the field. I'll say that first and foremost. I don't believe that he should be playing. I don't believe that he should ever play again. But he's in uniform. Joe Girardi has to defend him, and his teammates have to defend him. What are they going to do? Did Ryan think that the Yankees were just going to back down and allow Alex to stand up there by himself in the pinstripes? It's just not going to happen. That's not the baseball way.
The funny thing is that someone tweeted today that they'd had a conversation with Ryan Dempster 2 months ago, and he had an incident where he did not get along with Alex Rodriguez for whatever reason, and he said, first time I get a shot, I'm going to hit him.
But the point is this. Ryan's not alone in those thoughts. Ryan isn't. He's actually in the majority. He's not in the minority. So, Ryan, it's not really your spot to maybe make this thing happen. He chose to do it, and it became a spectacle.
All right, still more to come on Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Our buddy John Ory will get Holly's keys to the game. We'll preview Game 2 tomorrow night.
Recently, Forbes.com reviewed luxury cars and liked what they saw in the new Acura ILX. They noted its luxurious interior and were impressed with the way the ILX performed. When all was said and done, they named the ILX one of their hottest new cars for 2013. And that was before they saw this incredible offer.
Visit your local Acura dealer. Luxury, intelligently priced.
The Acura ILX. Luxury, highly recommended.
Look at him, living on cloud nine with that U-verse wireless receiver.
You see, in my day, when my mom was repainting the house, we couldn't just set up a TV in the basement. I mean, come on.
Nope. We only watch TV in the rooms that had a TV outlet.
Yeah, if we wanted to watch TV someplace else, we'd have to go to my Aunt Sally's. Have you ever sat in a plastic-covered couch?
You're missing a good game over here.
Those kids wouldn't have lasted one day in our shoes.
Switch and add a wireless receiver. Get U-verse TV for $19 a month for 2 years with qualifying bundles. Rethink possible.
You arrive with two friends, increasing your group approachability 35%. Todd is a mouth breather, which hurts your game, so you send him to the pool table. At the bar, you order a Modelo Especial, upping your novelty score 30%. Your good taste doesn't go unnoticed by this intriguing woman. You have exactly 3 seconds to decide what to say. That's it. Keep it simple. Modelo Especial. Discover the Especial.
At Wingstop, our award-winning wings are made fresh to order. Crispy Classic or 100% white meat boneless wings. Cooked, sauced, and tossed just for you. In our original hot, world-famous lemon pepper, hickory smoked barbecue, or any one of 10 mouth-watering flavors. When you're craving wings, there's only one place to go. Wingstop, the wing experts.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
Flat folding seats plus smart slide entry. The engineering of one detail means you won't always need the other. That's professional grade. Introducing the new GMC Acadia. Now lease the 2013 GMC Acadia SLE for around $299 per month.
Check out our Sports Authority play of the game. Home runs. We could replay a lot of them. There is Deoner Navarro. Gone. 8-0 Cubs. Big night for Deoner. Big night for Donnie Murphy. Huge night for Nate Shearholtz. That is our Sports Authority play of the game. Great show. All right, let's look back at your keys from the pregame show, sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield.
All right, key number 1, deep breath. Really just talking about Jeff Samardzija, where he's at, what he kind of has been going through. Last 15 innings, 16 earned runs. You talk about getting into this ball game, kind of taking a deep breath, settling in, finding your rhythm, finding your fastball command. He talked about it in the postgame in his comments, and he did. He found it. The lead certainly helped the cause here. A lot of offense, and that feeds right into hot hitters. I was specifically talking about Navarro and Shearholtz right there in the middle of the lineup. 9 RBIs between your 3 and 4 guys. You got your 2 hottest bats, the 2 guys that have been consistent with the power this season. You got them to produce. You got 5 home runs tonight. 10 of the 11 runs come on the long ball. Fun night for the Cubs.
All right, let's check a pitching matchup for tomorrow night's Game 2 of this 4-game series. Dan Heron, who almost came to the Cubs last winter for Carlos Marmol, against Chris Russin.
Well, Chris has been he's been a lot of fun to watch. Boy, the second time through, he's done a real nice job. Again, look for him to be aggressive at the bottom of the zone, change speeds, going to factor in that fastball, keep it down low. You saw from the Nats, they will be aggressive. They will go after that fastball early. So again, it's going to be real important for him to get to the corners and set that up, at least get to his secondary pitches and keep the ball down.
All right, thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Kip and Chris are next. Thanks to our great crew, led by our outstanding director, Uolo Giraglem. We'll see you.
Hey everyone, alongside Chris Bowden, I'm Kip Lewis, and this is SportsNet Central presented by GMC.
David DeJesus dealt to the other dugout.
It's one of those moments you're like, whoa, time stops.
Reaction from his now former teammates to the move. Plus, clubhouse reaction after the Cubs light up DeJesus' new team.
Don't look for any changes on the offensive line in the Bears' regular season tune-up against the Raiders, and the NFL drops the hammer on one of the league's top defensive players. We're always up for a good debate. SportsNet Central starts right now.
This is SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
The Cubs clubhouse got even younger and lost yet another veteran leader today when David DeJesus was traded across the diamond to the team they're hosting the next 3 days, the Washington Nationals. Cubs get a player to be named reaction from the veteran outfielder and his ex-team. It's moments away.
Friday night in Oakland will be the last tune-up for Jay Cutler before the regular season kicks off. Mark Trestman made that announcement today at practice. For more on how the Bears plan to divide up playing time among the new group of quarterbacks, here's Jen Latta.
Renovation's not the only thing new as the Bears begin practice at Hallis Hall. 2 new orange jerseys on the field on Monday.
We brought him in because of Matt's injury and where we're headed over the next couple weeks. In the first half this week, we'll play the first group, and Jay should get the first half, maybe even into the third quarter. We'll see how it goes. And Josh will play the third quarter. Expect Jordan to play the fourth quarter. And then next week, we plan on holding both Jay and Josh out and playing Jordan and Trent.
Palmer and Edwards are about as off the street as it gets and have a lot of work to do. Trent's first impression of Trestman's offense.
It's fairly wordy. There's a lot of verbiage. There's the formations, there's a lot of moving parts, but I think once you understand it and know where everybody's going, I think it's actually a really effective offense.
A really dynamic offense and a guy who's just been around the block and I've known since college, and Jay, so I'm excited for the opportunity and looking forward to making the most of it.
Friday will be the final game action for some of these players as cuts come a week from Tuesday. And while there's a belief that game performances can outweigh practices, Mel Tucker says everything is an evaluation.
They complement each other. You know, you practice a lot more than you play in the game, and so obviously the game may carry a little bit more weight, you know, depending on the situation. But you know, like Coach Trestman said, you're gonna make the team in practice.
The first 2 weeks are the ones that you really, you know, through practice and everything, those are the ones that really help them more than anything else. And then this third week, you know, it's an evaluation in practice, but it's also we're going to play a lot of our guys that we think are going to be here.
On Monday, we also got our first glimpse of the new look locker room, and as expected, it is all mixed up. No more groupings by position. For example, you've got defensive leader Lance Briggs next to quirky tight end Martellus Bennett, while Corey Wooten is flanked by Jamarcus Webb and Robbie Gould. Just another example of the Trestman way, trying to build teamwork and camaraderie. At Hallis Hall with the Bears, Jen Latta for Comcast Sportsnet.
Thanks, Jen. The big topic with the Bears remains the solid job the 2 rookies, Kyle Long and Jordan Mills, did in their first starts last week against the Chargers. The 2 are on pace to be the opening day starters on the right side of the offensive line. Mark Trestman shared his impression of his 2 rookie offensive linemen and how they performed starting next to each other.
Jordan got to play against Freeney for a couple of snaps and learned a lot in those couple of snaps. Just overall, there was an upside in assignments, physicality, and athleticism. We're not ready to pass judgment yet overall. We're just going to let this thing play itself out. But to be as straightforward as I can, it was a positive experience for our football team to have them out there, and they kept their poise. They did a lot of good things. They made mistakes as well that we think they can improve on, and we'll see how it goes another week.
The Denver Broncos could be without their star linebacker Von Miller for an extended period of time. Miller is facing a reported 6-game suspension for violating the league's substance abuse policy. It was initially thought he would get a 4-game ban, but the added games are due to some flagged samples that were diluted. His representatives are currently negotiating the length with the league. And the Jacksonville Jaguars, well, they've named their starting quarterback. Head coach Gus Bradley announced Blaine Gabbert will start the regular season opener.
That didn't look too good right there.
Hey, Gabbert, this is going to be his year, I'm telling you. He will miss the remainder of the preseason, though, with a hairline fracture in his thumb that will not require surgery. He was competing with Chad Henne for the starting role. Get off, Blaine Gabbert.
All right, let's get back on our top story. The Cubs made a post-waiver deadline trade with Washington, sending David DeJesus from one clubhouse at Wrigley to the other. Our Luke Stuckmeyer has the outfielder's strange day on the north side.
It's different because I couldn't even find my way to the locker room. I've never been on this side of the field. So I saw I had to go upstairs. I was like, do I go up the stairs or is there another way around? It was kind of, surreal, but, I got through it okay.
He went from one side of Wrigley Field to the other. David DeJesus was out running errands when he missed Theo Epstein's initial phone call.
I missed Theo's call. My wife was like, he probably got traded. Just joking around. So I was like, all right, let me give him a call back. Call him, he's like, he's, saying a lot of nice things, and you got traded to the Washington Nationals. My wife, she's crying, because, this is her, she grew up in Wheaton, Illinois, 45 minutes from Wrigley Field, and, it's a surreal moment.
This was not a team trying to dump an unpopular player. The Cubs like David DeJesus, but the move saves him $2.5 million, and it opens up some playing time in the outfield for the last 39 games.
I do feel like it is 39 games, and I do like the aspect of getting to see Bogusevich and Sweeney play. Bogusevich especially is a guy that, he's not a young guy. We want to see is there a role for him in the future, and now we get a chance to see him play pretty often.
Sweeney and Bogusevich will obviously be here, later tonight, but they're going to get the opportunity for left-handed bats and have a lot of opportunity the last whatever we got left.
DeJesus will likely be a free agent at the end of the season. Having him back on the north side next summer doesn't sound unreasonable.
We really like David a lot. I've told his agent, I know Theo told David directly, I'd love to talk to him about bringing him back at some point. I think he's a good mentor for our young guys. I like his approach to the plate. I hope these guys can make a run and that he can be part of that.
It is an opportunity there. I love Chicago. And I love what they're building here. But I'm a national now. I want to win here, and we'll go from there.
Covering the Cubs at Wrigley Field, Luke Stuckmeyer, Comcast Sportsnet.
All right, thanks, Luke, and we want you to get interactive with the show on Twitter. Tonight's question, what do you think about the David DeJesus trade? The answer using the Cubs Talk hashtag. Some of your answers coming up later on SportsNet Central. So that leads us into the game. A struggling starting pitcher and an offense struggling even more. That would seem to mean bad things for the Cubs. Both broke out big time. Bottom 1-2 on for Nate Schierholtz, taking Jordan Zimmerman to deep right and into the bleachers. Just like that, 3 runs for the Cubs. Top second, Samardzija also up for it. Ian Desmond with a hot shot back to him. Desmond speedy, but not speedy enough to beat the 1-4-3 double play relay. Top third, Nats threatening with 2 aboard. Bryce Harper playing his first game at Wrigley. It's a slow roller. Starlin Castro charging and making the play to end the inning. Good things all over. Bottom 3, more from Schierholtz. Here dropping a double down the right field line. Oh, that right fielder was playing deep for him. Darwin Barney scores from first. Cubs now 4-0. Schierholtz wasn't done there. Bottom 4, more muscle. It's Donnie Murphy taking Zimmerman to deep right. Over the wall for a solo shot. Just like that 5-zip. Donnie Murphy would add another solo homer in the 8th to the 5th. Like a broken record this time, Deoner Navarro. Are we getting tired of this yet?
No.
After all those goose eggs earlier in the homestand. 3-run shot to center, number 11. Zimmerman hit for 8 runs in 5 innings of work. To the 7th, Nate the Great. Crushing the ball to right. That's going to stay fair and go to Sheffield for a 2-run homer. His second on the night, 18th on the season. Cubs up 10-1. Top of the 8th, the Nats decide to call on a pinch hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for the Nationals, number 4, David DeJesus.
Kind of a warm welcome there from the Cubs fans, but he wouldn't get any love from Samardzija. Forces his former teammate of just hours ago into the inning-ending pop-up. But a nice moment there as the guys have a chuckle then afterwards. And in the 9th, Samardzija out to finish it off. He gets Adam LaRoche to ground out, and fittingly, Samardzija there to cover first and squeeze it for the final out. Complete game win for him. Cubs offense erupts in the 11-1 victory, and they got those 11 runs on just 9 hits, 10 of those runs coming on the 5 long balls. That's one fewer run that they scored in their previous 6 games in the entire homestand here. Samardzija needed just 105 pitches to roll the complete game with the help of no walks and, of course, a lot of help from that offensive attack.
We haven't done really that against a real quality pitcher to hit, you know, that many home runs and, you know, quality at bats and the balls hit hard. You know, it was, you know, I think the hang and breaking ball that he threw, you know, Nate was, you know, the big, you know, piece of the puzzle there to get us on the board there. A guy that can get ground balls with his velocity and everything to get out of that and hit a home run to give us a 3-run lead was huge.
It comes down to, you know, getting the runs that we got. You know, I mean, it's the last thing you want to do is start walking guys. You know, you put up 4 or 5 home runs and 8, 9 runs, you know, allows you to really calm down. So, I mean, regardless of what I did out there, you got to tip your hat to the offense and you know, put you in the zone, allows you to relax and throw your pitches. They were great out there.
One other baseball is that 10-year, $240 million investment the Angels made, and Albert Pujols not working out too well. He'll miss the playoffs a 2nd straight year since he signed it, and the 33-year-old with a full no-trade clause done for the season with plantar fasciitis in his left foot. He was hoping to return after sitting since late July. The plug pulled today after he hit .258 with 17 homers and 64 driven in.
A-Rod takes a hard knock, then responds in a big way. And you don't want to miss what he had to say after the game about getting hit. The 2-time Blackhawks Stanley Cup winning head coach was out and about. We'll show you where Q took the chalice today. Plus, more on the Bears, including insider John Mullinon, who has the inside track to make the team to back up Jay Cutler.
SportsNet Central on Comcast SportsNet is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
There's so much to like about this Buick LaCrosse. Sophisticated styling, fresh technology, and an EPA estimated 36 mpg highway. Like my mom said the day I was born, wow, that's a lot more than I expected. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick.
Now get a 2-year experience Buick lease on a LaCrosse with 2 years of SiriusXM, OnStar and scheduled maintenance, all for this low monthly payment.
Cut the lights. You're late. You're late. Let's go. Cue the fireworks. It's officially summertime, and nothing says summer like fireworks. Join us every Friday night for an amazing post-game fireworks show. It's fun for the whole family.
What's better, being the best at something or just being okay?
Best.
Okay, why?
I would be the best doctor because I would give them casts if they're hurt. There's colorful casts with stickers on them.
You would just give them casts?
With stickers. Stickers that say feel better. No.
It's not complicated. Best is better. And AT&T shares the #1 ranking for network performance in Chicago.
There's a first time for everything. We achieve goals. Celebrate. Cherish and protect what really matters.
It's a golden opportunity to discover the heart-pounding exhilaration beyond the engineering. Come to the Golden Opportunity Sales Event to experience the precision handling of the Lexus performance vehicles, including the GS and all-new IS. Lease the all-wheel drive 2014 IS 250 for $349 a month for 27 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Go do your shot deflected. Scramble. They score! Ballin! 3-2 with less
Blackhawks clinched down the road, but if you want to see the defending Stanley Cup champs at home this season, you better hustle. Individual game tickets have been on sale since 10 a.m. and can be purchased through ChicagoBlackhawks.com by visiting Ticketmaster locations or by calling Ticketmaster, their number at 1-800-745-3000. And after being overseas for a couple of weeks, the Stanley Cup back in the land of Lincoln. Marketing boss Jay Blunk had it downstate yesterday, and today the Cup even closer to home in Hinsdale, where Joe Quenneville had his personal day with the trophy. Among the stops he made, maybe just running errands on his way to the post office, he decided to stop with the hard-working suburban mail carriers to check out. And they got to check out the normal suit and tie head coach in quite casual attire there on his post office run there. Hope they all had a good time with it. Tonight's GMC professional grade player, an easy choice. The Cubs' Nate Shearholz, 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in, 18 round trippers, ties him with Anthony Rizzo for the team lead. He added a double, giving him 10 total bases on the night. At this rate, I'm surprised Nate Shearholz hasn't been traded yet already with the kind of season that he has. But Luke Stuckmeyer has your post-game press pass live from Wrigley Field. Maybe one of those GMC runners-up had to be the starting pitcher tonight. Plenty of candidates, but Luke, Jeff Samardzija certainly struggling a bit while the trade rumors were going on about him, but he seemed to settle in with the help of that offensive support tonight.
Well, he definitely did. You know, Shearholz with the 6 RBI, that's a career high, but he was only part of the story. Jeff Samardzija was really good, took advantage of the run support that he was getting from his team, rare run support so far this season, and Samardzija goes the distance for the first time since he did it against the White Sox early in the season.
That's what it's all about, you know. I mean, personally for me, all the hard work I do in the off season and during the year, you know, to see it pay off with feeling good in the 8th, 9th inning of the 100 pitches is what it's all about. And, you know, again, it goes back to those run support when you're not worried about if they do something. You know, Ramos goes deep, that's okay. You know, still have a 7-run lead. So you can attack and go from there. But, you know, like I said before, I love pitching late in the game. You know, you feel gypped when you go out there and you're out of the game in the 5th or 6th inning. You feel like you left a lot out on the field, or at least personally I do. I don't like it. I don't like the taste in my mouth after those games. You know, I'd rather be pitching late in the game, even if you give up some runs, and as long as you're throwing the 7th, 8th inning, you know, you did your job.
Cubs certainly enjoying the win out here at Wrigley Field. They've been tough to come by this season, but a lot of the players admitting it was a bittersweet night. David DeJesus heading over to the other side, playing for the Nationals, a very popular guy in the Cubs clubhouse. He got a standing ovation during the game from the Wrigley faithful, and I had a chance to catch up with him just a few minutes ago.
Pretty nice reaction you got from the crowd there today.
Yeah, it was really cool. You know, it was an honor to play here, and just hope it's not our last time. You know, but you know, the fans were great. You know, I didn't know what to do. I was like, just let me tip my cap. I didn't want it to be too drawn out, but I respect, you know, them respecting the way I went out, you know, and approached my job and my everyday activities on the field.
Samardzija was saying he was just trying not to hit you. I see my bow. So what's your reaction when you go out there and you're facing one of your buddies?
You know, it's just one of those get a good pitch, you know, and you know, he was overpowering tonight. You know, he had all his stuff on today, and you know, he did a good job, but it's one of those things that, you know, kind of brings you back to that first at bat. You know, there's kind of little, like, came out, I was like, whoa, okay, this is weird. Again, let me take a deep breath and get back going again.
And Chris, here's the really, really strange part about the whole David DeJesus story today. Ken Rosenthal of Fox reporting tonight on Twitter that he's heard through sources that potentially the Nationals have put DeJesus back on waivers. So this may not be the end of the story, and it sounds like it could be a very interesting one if that's true, coming up in the next 24 hours. Live at Wrigley Field, Luke Stuckmeyer after a Cubs win. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Luke, thanks for all your hard work today. Who knows, maybe DeJesus will be back in the Cubs clubhouse at the end of the day tomorrow. You know, you visited with Nate Shearholz. We'll get to that in the second half hour of our show. Thanks, Luke.
Hey, time for your great clip of the week. Scott Warren is a professional baseball player for the Melbourne Aces of the Australian Baseball League, one of my favorite teams. He is also a fantastic bowler. Check out this pitch with the 2 baseballs. Delivery is perfect, you could say. Warren bowls over the 2 pins, completing the spare.
The 7-10 split, too.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Scott Warren, there we go, gets the spare there. Scott Warren with our great clip of the week.
We're sure by now you have an opinion about Alex Rodriguez, what he allegedly did and what should happen to him. We're also sure you have an opinion on how he responded to being in the eye of yet another storm last night in Boston, whether that was a natural response and whether that even mattered. So why not another chapter in the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry? Ex-Cub Ryan Dempster's first pitch to Rodriguez in his first at-bat last night went behind Lightning A-Rod. Oohs and ahs ensue at Fenway. Then after falling behind 3-0, Dempster claimed, of course, one got away too far as he tried to work inside. But it plunked him to the crowd's enjoyment. Not to the enjoyment of Yankee skipper Joe Girardi after home plate ump Brian O'Nora immediately warned both benches. And not just the Red Sox and Dempster. So Girardi would watch the rest of this unfold from the clubhouse as he gets tossed. And here's part of what he saw from the clubhouse. After Rodriguez had an RBI ground out in his second at-bat, he greets Dempster leading off the sixth with this home run. And he says a little something around on the bases. The 9th time in his career he went deep against a pitcher after being hit by a pitch in that game. New York went on to a 9-6 victory. Rodriguez 3 for 4 with those 2 runs driven in.
You know, whether you like me or hate me, that's just what's wrong is wrong. And that was unprofessional and silly. And kind of a silly way to get somebody hurt on your team as well. That today kind of brought us together. Joe's reaction was amazing. Every single one of my teammates came up to me and said, you know, hit a bomb and walk it off. And they were as pissed as I was.
Do you think he should be suspended?
Who?
Ryan.
I'm the wrong guy to be asking about suspension. Holy mackerel.
I get the feeling he likes this attention. It's creepy.
Probably does.
Hey, things got a bit heated tonight on Sports Talk Live when the panel debated how the Cubs should handle Starlin Castro. And on the next edition of SportsNet Central, our Bears analyst Jim Miller explains why he has high expectations for Matt Forte this season.
So what's the plan? It's my favorite painting, and I want it back. So you in or out?
I'm in. This is awesome.
I got this.
It's her painting anyway.
Now, during the Ford Summer Spectacular, get an escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,750 bonus cash. Now playing at a Ford dealer near you.
Everyone is looking for it. That momentum. That spark. That juice. For their business, their lives, their dreams. Well, here it is. First Midwest Bank. We're growing. We're local. We've got momentum. Want some? First Midwest Bank. Bank with momentum.
We're a small company. We need to save.
We order 15 different kinds of pens. I say we decide on one.
Too controversial.
What if we just get our phone and internet from one provider?
Actually, Comcast Business is a great value. We can get more for less.
You're the office manager. How much less do we have?
Oh, we are rolling in less, sir.
Say goodbye to the phone company. Say hello to savings. Switch to Comcast Business Internet today and add phone and TV for just $34.90 more a month. Comcast Business drives business.
Hey, don't talk about clap. That's the thing.
Oh, God.
Put on the water. I take them right there. Wait, what? You gotta be kidding me. This guy?
It's the beer. It's the beer.
The beer.
It is the beer.
BHB MVP. You can't go home without it.
The Chicago Cubs strongly encourage the use of public transportation. The CTA offers a variety of options, including the Red Line, which stops right at Wrigley Field at the Edison Station. If you must drive, try the remote parking operation at DeVry University, located near the Edison and Rockwell intersection. The remote lot offers parking and an express bus for just $6. For more details, call the CTA hotline at 773-836-7000 or visit Cubs.com.
Welcome back. In our view from the moon, Bears insider John Mullen says Blanchard's injury opens a door for someone else to make the team.
Ideally, what you're looking at probably is a depth chart with 3 quarterbacks, whereas I think the injury to Matt Blanchard really may have scared them into that, because I think the plan was just to have 2. So they'll see some action in the 4th preseason game. Most of the 3rd game in Oakland obviously is going to be the starters. One of these guys has a pretty good chance of making the roster.
Starlin Castro has had his share of mental mistakes since joining the Cubs. His latest came Saturday when he lost track of the number of outs in the Cardinals game. That led to Dale Swain pulling him from the game. How the Cubs are handling Castro caused a heated debate earlier tonight on Sports Talk Live.
You pull him in the 6th inning, and that's the punishment? 4 innings, you're going to sit and get a little embarrassed while you got $70 million coming, guaranteed dollars. Let's not forget that.
Sure.
And then Sunday morning, he's remorseful. We'll put him back in the lineup. No shot.
My question is, I don't. It's not a big deal to me. The kid's been making mistakes ever since he's been up here with the Cubs.
And whose fault is that?
It's the Cubs organization.
I would not have had a problem if I woke up Sunday morning and they said, you're not going to believe this, Starlin Castro's in AAA. No. That would not have bothered me at all. And for Patrick Mooney, who I love, to say, well, who else on the roster could play shortstop? First of all, Donnie Murphy can. Second of all, Darwin Barney's natural position, shortstop. And I really don't care if Chris Bosio was at shortstop.
Listen, they just got rid of Soriano. They don't have a draw there. The Cubs don't have
a draw anyway.
Cubs fans care. Cubs fans, are you kidding me?
Cubs fans want to see this laziness on the field.
I don't say that they want to see. Well, Cubs fans, first of all, barely pay attention to what's going on with the product. So what are you talking about?
It's not a Broadway musical. They're trying to develop a winner. I mean, I don't.
Then what they need to do is at the end of the season, make a deal for the guy, because he is not a part of your future if you're trying to build a winning culture.
Well, you're not going to make a deal for him because nobody's going to take that contract.
You don't just go do that. Yeah, no. To take on the contract.
So what do you just say? $60 million on the bench and say, hey, learn your lesson.
For 1 day to learn, yeah. I don't think there's.
Learn your lesson. Just sit down.
For a day or two, absolutely.
And then he's going to be new. He's going to be new.
You try and do whatever you can to fix the guy. You don't just go.
He's already mentally shaken.
He's not mentally shaken. He's mentally lazy.
No, when he was
baseball.
No.
That's not shaken.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
All these angry people. It's just Starlin Castro.
Yes, we had to bring in a referee, I think, to make sure everything was calmed down. Is that Stephen A. Cap right there?
He kind of went Skip Bayless with send him to AAA. But hey, whatever. This has been SportsNet Central presented by GMC. We're not going to argue though.
No, we're gonna lower the volume a little bit for the fresh 30 minutes that is on the way. Much more reaction from the Cubs blowout win, the David DeJesus trade as well. Our webmaster on the Bears on J. Marcus Webb in the 53-man, and a new member of the Blackhawks family with an intriguing middle name. Come back and join us.
Let's go.
Flat folding seats plus smart slide entry. The engineering of one detail means you won't always need the other. That's professional grade. Introducing the new GMC Acadia. Now lease the 2013 GMC Acadia SLE for around $299 per month.
When the AC goes out in a heat wave, it's Nucio Heating and Air Conditioning that comes to the rescue. AT&T helped Nucio put a complete mobile solution to work. Mobile routing to send the closest technician, and mobile payments to invoice on the spot. Where do you want to take your business? Call us. We can show you how AT&T Solutions can help you do what you do even better.
.225, 45, R17. That's right? Set, hunt!
At Yokohama, pioneering technology to produce the best performing tires in the world is all part of our game plan.
Buy a set of 4 select Yokohama tires now through September 1st and get a $60 Visa prepaid card during the Summer Joyride promotion. See participating Yokohama dealers for details.
Shaq versus Pain.
Shaq 1, Pain 0.
New Icy Hot Advanced Patch. 50% more medicine for long-lasting relief of tough pain, even arthritis. Icy to dull, hot to relax. New Icy Hot Advanced.
Pain over.
Before Allegra, my day belonged to my allergies. After Allegra, it belongs to me.
The power of Allegra relieves your toughest symptoms. It even works on ragweed, the #1 cause of fall allergies. And only Allegra is fast and non-drowsy. Stop suffering. Start living.
Imagine if you could predict an accident before it happened. Introducing the world's first car that warns you of a possible collision 2 cars ahead, helping you avoid accidents you don't see coming. Lease the all-new Infiniti Q50 with all-wheel drive for $399 a month.
Hi, I'm Chris Sale. Get the best White Sox coverage all season long with Comcast SportsNet and CSNChicago.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Bowden. This is SportsNet Central, presented by GMC. The Cubs trade David DeJesus, and he doesn't have to walk very far. Todd Hollandsworth breaks down the deal, plus we're live at Wrigley with reaction from the Cubs' offensive explosion against the Nats. And Joel Quenneville shows what it's like to take Lord Stanley on everyday errands.
And I'm Kip Lewis. The Bears add some depth behind Jay Cutler ahead of Friday's dress rehearsal in Oakland. Our Bears analyst Jim Miller on why you should draft Matt Forte in your fantasy league. And the rookie that is getting a lot of attention on D. Things are getting messy on SportsNet Central right now.
This is SportsNet Central, presented by GMC.
Add David DeJesus, the likes of Garza, Feldman, Soriano, Marmo, etc. Cubs today traded him to the visiting clubhouse for the series at Wrigley, occupied by the Washington Nationals. Cubs get a player to be named in return. The outfielder played about 1.5 years on the north side, where he'll get your reports for a couple more days.
It was an honor to be a Cub for 1 3/4 years. You know, I love the city, love the fans. The coaches and the players were awesome. You know, they gave a lot. They put a lot of work in. So that's all I expect as a, an older veteran on a team. Guys that are going out there, giving it their all and playing the best they can. And, we've had, didn't have the best of records, but we knew the guys gave it 100%, and that's something we can hang our hat on.
He's the ultimate professional. Just the way he handles his game on the field, the way he takes his at-bats, everything. So, that's one of those guys that you can still, take what you learned from him and move forward, but it's going to be hard not having him around.
All right, just for snicks, let's compare the starting lineups between opening day, April 1st, and today. No fooling. Tonight's lineup has just 3 Cubs who are on the card that Dale Swaim handed in that day in Pittsburgh. Though Wellington Castillo, he just got a night off. Valbuena, of course, disabled. Anthony Rizzo wasn't feeling well tonight, so he was not in the lineup. Castro, though, Shearholz, and Samardzija were the remaining trio from then till now. Here's our Cubs analyst Todd Hollandsworth's take on the trade in this Cubs Postgame Plus.
David DeJesus, class act all the way. Fantastic teammate, fantastic leader in that clubhouse. He's going to be missed, there's no doubt about it. But you're not going to see the results of what David's impact has been probably for a few years. I think of Junior Lake, and I watch his game and how it's developing, and David DeJesus being a leader to these outfielders, probably how he's changed even Alfonso Soriano's game to some extent. He's gone. That's the kind of impact, that's the kind of leader that he is. But again, when it comes down to it, he was a team-first guy. He was all about putting together quality at-bats atop the lineup. He and his family, first class all the way here in the city of Chicago, going to be missed. I know that there's a small chance that maybe he comes back in the near future. I think that most people here in Chicago would be okay with that because he did things the right way.
Earlier in our show, we asked what your thoughts on the David DeJesus trade were. Ryan tweeted us, I thought of him as a leader of the team after Soriano was traded. Hopefully they bring him back in the offseason, which Holly was referring to. Michael told us he's a mensch of a baseball player and will be missed by a team with very few leaders. Let's hope he does well for his new team. And Tom told us DeJesus seemed to be a great guy in the clubhouse and a real leader, not understanding the move at all. Thanks for all your responses using the hashtag Cubs Talk. And the departure of DeJesus, apparently just what the struggling Cubs offense needed against a 14-game winner. I'm joking. And this is what the Cubs' struggling offense really had tonight. among other things, but this guy led the way, Nate Schierholtz. Bottom 1-2 on. He takes Jordan Zimmerman to deep right, into the bleachers for a 3-run shot. See, this offense thing isn't too difficult. Cubbies. Top second, Samardzija. Also up to the task on Monday. He had been struggling as well, but Ian Desmond shoots it back to him. Jeff starts the 1-4-3 double play. To the third, Nats threatening with 2 aboard. Bryce Harper in his first game at Wrigley Field as a pro player hits the slow roller. Starlin Castro charging and making the play. Bottom 3, more from Schierholtz. This time, looping a double down the right field line. Darwin Barney comes around all the way from first. It's a 4-0 game. Schierholtz would not be done. Bottom 4, more power from the Cubs. Donnie Murphy. He takes Zimmerman to deep right and over the wall. A solo shot. Just like that, 5-0. Murphy would add another to the 5th. Broken record. This time, Deoner Navarro batting in the 3-hole. Cranks a 3-run shot to right center. Number 11 on the season. Zimmerman allowed 8 runs over 5 innings. Now to the 7th. Schierholtz up again. And he crushes another one to right. It stays fair just inside the pole and on to Sheffield for a 2-run shot. 18th on the season. It's now 10-1. Then in the top of the 8th, Nats and Davey Johnson decide to call on a pinch hitter.
Ladies and gentlemen, pinch hitting for the Nationals, number 4, David DeJesus.
And a pretty nice welcome, or remembrance, we should say, from the fans on the north side. No love from Samardzija, though. He forces his teammate into a pop-up to Castro to end the inning. And then on to the 9th, where Samardzija's looking to finish it off. Adam LaRoche at the plate, and he grounds out. And it forces Samardzija to go cover first, and he squeezes it for the final out of his complete game victory. 11-1 the final. That's his first win in exactly 1 month on a 105-pitch complete game that didn't include any walks. Cubs get more runs than hits, 11-9. That's what happens when you have the long ball. 5 of them, a pair from Nate Schierholtz in his 3-for-4, 6 RBI night. Our Luke Stuckmeyer caught up with him right after the game.
All right, we're here with Nate Schierholtz. Nate, well, you've doubled your career high in home runs. Where's the power surge coming from this year?
I'm just getting a chance to play more. I mean, this is the first time in my career I've gotten to play just about every day, and I waited about 5 or 6 years for this. So it's just nice to go out and help the team and put up the numbers that I'm capable of.
Feel good at the plate? I mean, 6 RBIs also career high today.
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, I think it was a bittersweet day. You know, we're going to miss Dave DeJesus a lot. He was a great teammate here, and on top of that, Jeff Samardzija pitched an outstanding game. So, our pitching's been great, and we just got to put up runs like we did tonight.
When you're behind a guy that's pitching that well, no walks, and he's got the game moving along, how much better is it defensively as a player behind him?
When a pitcher works fast and gets quick outs and doesn't walk people, it makes a night and day difference on defense. Everyone's in the game, and there's a better chance, more every play is going to be made.
You talked about David DeJesus. I know he was really popular in that clubhouse. How does somebody step up and pick up that leadership role, because he was one of the leaders on this team?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of people come in and out of here this year, but we just have fun, and we take things seriously, and no matter what our record is, we're going to go out and hustle and put up a fight every night.
Well, congratulations on a great night.
No, thank you.
Nate Schierholtz, 6 RBI in his 18th home run. Let's send it back to the studio.
Well, Jay Cutler and company have been going through some growing pains trying to execute the new offense. Friday in Oakland will be the last chance for Cutler to work out the kinks. Mark Trestman says his starting quarterback will not play in the exhibition finale against Cleveland. For more on the Bears quarterback situation, here's Jen Latta.
Renovation's not the only thing new as the Bears begin practice at Hallis Hall. 2 new orange jerseys on the field on Monday.
We brought him in because of Matt's injury, and where we're headed over the next couple weeks. In the first half this week, we'll play the first group, and Jay should get the first half, maybe even into the third quarter. We'll see how it goes. And Josh will play the third quarter. Expect Jordan to play the fourth quarter. And then next week, we plan on holding both Jay and Josh out and playing Jordan and Trent.
Palmer and Edwards are about as off the street as it gets and have a lot of work to do. Trent's first impression of Trestman's offense.
It's fairly wordy. There's a lot of verbiage. There's the formations. There's a lot of moving parts, but I think once you understand it and know where everybody's going, I think it's actually a really effective offense.
A really dynamic offense and a guy who's just been around the block and I've known since college, and Jay. So I'm excited for the opportunity and looking forward to making the most of it.
Friday will be the final game action for some of these players as cuts come a week from Tuesday. And while there's a belief that game performances can outweigh practices, Mel Tucker says everything is an evaluation.
They complement each other. You know, you practice a lot more than you play in the game, and so obviously the game may carry a little bit more weight, you know, depending on the situation. But you know, like Coach Trestman said, you're gonna make the team in practice.
The first 2 weeks are the ones that you really, you know, through practice and everything, those are the ones that really help them more than anything else. And then this third week, you know, it's an evaluation in practice, but it's also we're going to play a lot of our guys that we think are going to be here.
On Monday, we also got our first glimpse of the new look locker room, and as expected, it is all mixed up. No more groupings by position. For example, you've got defensive leader Lance Briggs next to quirky tight end Martellus Bennett, while Corey Wooten is flanked by Jamarcus Webb and Robbie Gould. Just another example of the Trestman way, trying to build teamwork and camaraderie. At Hallis Hall with the Bears, Jen Latta for Comcast SportsNet.
Thanks, Jen. Jamarcus Webb wants to be a Bear, so much so that he's taking a pay cut to have a better chance at earning a backup spot on the 53-man roster. What's clear now is the Bears are going young on the right side of the offensive line. John Moon Mullen expands in his view from the moon.
It's hard not to see the rookies starting because looking at using ProFootballFocus.com as a stat service that actually the Bears look at, Kyle Long is the highest rated guard, not on the Bears, in the NFL after 2 games. And Jordan Mills, both Long and Mills had positive grades according to the coaches coming out of this game. They did nothing to lose the job. You can say, well, do you want to start with 2 rookies? You want to start with your best players on that side. And right now, Mills and Long are those guys.
Rookie John Bostic is making the most of his opportunity to start at middle linebacker, and it looks like that's not going to change anytime soon. The 2-time Blackhawks Stanley Cup winning head coach was out and about. We'll show you where Coach Q took the Stanley Cup today. And highlights from around the majors, including Matt Garza trying to keep the Rangers in first place in the West.
The GMC Terrain, color touch sound system, Bluetooth connectivity.
Call Jen.
This is smart. OnStar app ready. The 2013 GMC Terrain, over 100 standard features that make you more capable. That's professional grade. Lease this 2013 Terrain with an EPA estimated 32 highway MPG for around $199 per month.
I would rather ask questions to people in positions of power instead of speaking on their behalf. And that's why you can find my show, Larry King Now, right here on RT. Question more.
It took 1 hour to think up an idea, 3 months to get a loan, 2 months to find the space, and 5 weeks later came the first return customer. It took 2 years to bring your idea to life. So why wouldn't you take 20 minutes to make your business better? Call us. If we can't offer you faster speed or better savings on your current internet or phone service, we'll give you $150 for your time. Get your Comcast Business 20-minute advantage today.
I remember my first White Sox game, seeing how big the stadium was, playing catch before the game, getting a program, seeing the field for the first time, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," the roar of the crowd, and most importantly, I remember celebrating a White Sox win as fireworks went off. Now I'll never forget it. For tickets, visit whitesox.com.
If I can talk to anyone as much as I want to here, namaste. Más soledad. Then why am I limited when I make international calls?
Qué pena.
Exactamente, amiga. That's why we'll connect the world with one low rate for unlimited calls.
So I can call China as much as I want?
True that.
And India?
Ah!
And I can call my girlfriend in Brazil.
Claro! Over 60 countries. People thought we were crazy to give you unlimited long distance.
Crazy generous.
Feel free to talk at Phonics.com.
Go do your shot deflected. Scramble. They score! Ballin! 3-2 with less than a minute to go. 2 goals in 17 seconds. The Blackhawks are Stanley Cup champions.
And before they got that 16th playoff win and cup clincher on the road, the Blackhawks went 11-2 at home during the postseason. If you want to check out the defending champs at the Madhouse this season, get busy. Individual home game tickets went on sale this morning at 10 and can still be ordered through ChicagoBlackhawks.com or by calling or visiting Ticketmaster locations. Their number, 800-745-3000. Well, from the Czech Republic to Slovakia to Sweden recently, then the cup returned closer to home in Springfield yesterday and even closer today, as in Hinsdale, where Joe Quenneville had his personal day with the trophy. Among the stops he made, the Hinsdale post office. Somebody's getting a lifetime supply of stamps in that cup.
You think so?
Maybe not.
Probably not.
I'm guessing that's not the only place Joel took it, but that was our photo op for the day right there.
Sometimes change is not always bad. That is certainly the case for Sox shortstop Alexi Ramirez, who has blossomed in his new role in the batting order. Ramirez hit his 4th home run of the season to help the Sox beat the Twins yesterday. Ramirez's 5th inning solo shot was his 3rd home run in a span of 45 at-bats. That followed the longest homerless streak of his career, 451 at-bats from April 4th to August 9th. But since being inserted into the 3-hole, Ramirez has 11 RBI in 11 games.
Robin's going to change this lineup. It doesn't make any difference when you're this far below 500. You might as well try different things. And he thought Alexi, first of all, is his speed. Second of all, he doesn't walk very much. That's the only downside. But he has enough speed and power. A home run today, 3 for 4, and a double or extra base hits. So he's swinging the bat really good. Just keeping it number 3. I'm not really sure if he's getting better pitches because Paul Konerko's behind him or Adam Dunn. Right. He could be, but, you know, he's a pretty free swinger anyway. So it's really hard to judge how they're pitching him, but you know, he's on a roll, he's hot, and he'll probably stay there until Robin decides if he cools down, and we'll probably give somebody else a shot at number 3.
I love Phil. The Sox had today off, but start a new series at the Royals tomorrow. Here's a look at the pitching matchups. It begins with John Danks and Irvin Santana. Wednesday, young Andre Rienzo will face off against Jeremy Guthrie. And then in the series finale, Jose Quintana will look for his 8th win against James Shields.
Matt Garza was the biggest chip during this Cubs trading flurry over the past month. He went to Texas back on July 22nd. Took them on for his latest start for the team that came in with a half-game lead in the AL West, an intrastate matchup, hosting the Astros. Garza taking the mound in Arlington, and he had his good stuff working early. First batter of the game, freezing Robbie Grossman with a filthy curve, but he was not the story tonight. 2-1 Rangers in the 3rd after an intentional walk. A.J. Brzezinski comes through with the bases loaded. 2-run single to right, but the offense was far from done. They went even beyond what the Cubs did at Wrigley tonight. Still bottom 3. It's 12-1. Brzezinski up again for a second time. Loops another RBI single to the lefty, and Kinsler scores. The shell-shocked Astros allow 11 runs in the 3rd. Every Rangers starter scored in the frame. Texas coasts 16-5. I'm guessing Garza got the win.
It's embarrassing. Tonight's Country Financial top performers, the Mets' Dylan G struck out 9 in 7 2/3 of work against the Twins. You saw AJ's big day. He finished 4 for 5 with a home run and 4 RBI. And, of course, Nate Shearholtz, that's Chris's buddy, makes the list with 2 home runs and 6 RBI.
And it's a throw. What a nail! As Jonathan Bostic just separated Mike Willie from the football. Bostic, your rookie in the middle. Hello.
Well, it's all but official now. When the Bears take the field for their regular season opener in less than 3 weeks, the man taking Brian Urlacher's place in the middle of their defense will be John Bostic. The veteran, who was brought in as the middle man between Urlacher and Bostic, DJ Williams, is still 12 to 14 days away from even getting back on the field after injuring his calf 3 weeks ago.
I kind of look at it as, just, another opportunity to go out and compete. Like I said, I'm nowhere, near, what I want to be and nowhere near what I need to be, to, be able to walk out there, put his uniform on, open the day. I still got a lot of work to do, I'm learning from DJ, even though DJ's out right now, he's getting a lot of mental reps and he's coaching me up as well, and then, Lance, James, I'm learning from everybody.
Mark Trestman said they wanted to make a concerted effort to get the ball in Matt Forte's hands last Thursday against San Diego, and he and the Bears did. Had to love what they saw, especially on this 58-yard gainer off the left side to highlight 8 totes for 74 yards and a TD. Didn't catch a pass, but our Bears analyst Jim Miller says to expect big things from Forte on the ground and through the air this season.
Forte is talented. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I think the area where his production is going to increase it's going to come in the receiving side of things. Look at last year, he only had 44 receptions. That's the lowest since Matt Forte arrived to Chicago. And again, I think it's about dump-offs, outlets, things that are designed strictly for Matt Forte to take advantage of his skills. So I think he could get up there much like his rookie year where he gets 60 receptions or more just to utilize every asset of his game. So it should be a big year for him. He's got to stay injury-free, but I believe Mark Trestman and the Bears have big plans for Matt Forte.
That leads us to Inside the Lines, presented by 3M. Forte and the Ravens. Ray Rice are the only 2 players since 2008 to have more than 5,000 yards rushing and 2,000 yards receiving combined. Rice with the edge in total yards and rushing touchdowns. Forte with more receiving TDs, and if Jim is right, that trend will continue this season.
It's amazing that the Baltimore Ravens get worked into a show when we have a certain producer.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's kind of interesting.
Purple love.
We're back with our plays of the day. Plus, you won't believe the middle name that Brent Seabrook gave to his newborn son. And no, it's not Duncan.
This program is brought to you in part by Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Outdoor living spaces come to life when designed with Unilock products made with Enduracolor. For a free estimate and design consultation, join us online at unilock.com. Unilock, designed to connect.
Transform your home with Luna's $50 room sale. Buy 1 room of flooring, get all other rooms of product for just $50 each. And enjoy Luna's professional service and famous lifetime installation warranty. So, buy floors for your family room, and it's only $50 for the bedroom, $50 for the office, $50 for the nursery. There's no limit. $50 each room. Call Luna now for your free in-home estimate.
773-202 Luna.
Look at him, living on cloud nine with that U-verse wireless receiver.
You see, in my day, when my mom was repainting the house, you couldn't just set up a TV in the basement. I mean, come on.
Nope. We only watch TV in the rooms that had a TV outlet.
Yeah, if we wanted to watch TV someplace else, we'd have to go to my Aunt Sally's. Have you ever sat in a plastic-covered couch?
You're missing a good game over here.
Those kids wouldn't have lasted 1 day in our shoes.
Switch and add a wireless receiver. Get U-verse TV for $19 a month for 2 years with qualifying bundles. Rethink possible.
Seems a lot of people are not happy with their cars. Like Juan 2345 here. Well, good news, Mr. 2345. It's the Honda Summer Clearance Event, which means great deals from America's best value and most trusted brand. But the sale ends soon, so get here fast. Chop, chop. Put down the internet. Juan, I'm talking to you, man. Then your tweets can look more like these.
Get a great deal on a new car you'll love at the Honda Summer Clearance Event. But hurry in, it's ending soon.
Legendary names, personal stories from the boys in the hall, and today's stars who dream to join them.
That's the greatest feeling I've ever had on a field.
See them on boysinthehall.com. Celebrated by Subway, where winners eat.
You just turn it on and turn it off like a faucet? Is that how your emotions run?
This has been an amazing event for Chicago.
I can't hit a home run. I don't know what. I can't do it.
You know you're on camera right now, right there.
No way.
Yeah.
August 26th, watch the charity event of the season as celebrities and athletes come together for Woody's Wiffle Ball Classic. Go behind the scenes with CSN at the Northside event of the year, premiering August 26th at 7 on Comcast SportsNet. I didn't get invited to that.
Neither did I, but you know what? Let's get past that and recap tonight's action.
I don't know if I can.
Wiffle ball tonight, although, you know, some of the numbers look like that. Big night offensively. Nate Schierholz gets it started. 3-run homer, bottom one of 2 homers for him. 8th inning, David DeJesus pinch hits for the Nats. Gets a nice ovation from the Wrigley faithful, but Jeff Samardzija, not so nice. He had a complete game performance. Didn't walk anybody, 105 pitches. Cubs win 11-1. DeJesus, though, nearly forgot which team he was on in the middle of the game.
It was funny because the first time that Darnell McDonald was up, I was like, come on, D. Come on, Z. Let's go. That was my first slip up, you know, so... But after that, you know, it's you know, seeing Dave McKay, you know, our outfield coach there at first base, I was able to say hi to him. You know, I was able to say hi and bye to most of the guys. So, you know, tomorrow will be a lot better.
What did the owner say to you when you stepped up to the plate?
And he was like, hey, kid, I miss you. We're going to miss you. You know, I love you. You know, he's just, you know, the owner's, you know, a good player, a good friend of mine. And, you know, it's funny with him, I've gotten to a good relationship with his younger son. So when his younger son found out today, he was crying. So